Once upon a time, in a quiet countryside nestled between rolling hills and fertile fields, there lived a humble farmer named Ethan. He wasn't rich, nor was he poor. He had enough to get by, and he took pride in the work of his hands. Ethan owned a small farm where he grew vegetables, raised chickens, and kept a few sheep. Life was simple and peaceful, though often marked by hard work and modest returns. Ethan lived alone in a weathered wooden cottage. Every morning he rose before the sun, put on his worn boots, and worked from dawn till dusk. He loved the land, but deep down he often dreamed of more crops, more animals, more wealth. A life where he didn't have to worry about droughts, spoiled harvests, or rising costs. The dream of a better life clung to him like morning mist. One chilly morning, after a night of heavy rain, Ethan went out to check on his chickens. As he entered the coop, something unusual caught his eye. Among the clucking hens sat a large, beautiful goose he had never seen before. Its feathers shimmered with a golden hue, and its eyes sparkled like polished amber. Confused and intrigued, Ethan carefully approached it. The goose didn't fly away. Instead, it calmly looked at him and let out a soft honk. "Well, you're a fine-looking thing," Ethan muttered, still puzzled. "Where did you come from?" He looked around, but saw no signs of a break-in or lost bird. Thinking it may have wandered in during the storm, he decided to let it stay. The next morning, when Ethan checked the coop again, he gasped. Nestled in the straw beneath the golden goose was an egg. But not just any egg. It gleamed and glittered in the dim morning light. It was solid gold. Ethan nearly dropped it in shock. His hands trembled as he picked it up, weighing it with awe and disbelief. This can't be real," he whispered. But it was. Solid, heavy, real gold. He took the egg to the nearby town to have it appraised. The jeweler confirmed what Ethan had already guessed. It was pure gold and worth a fortune. With that one egg, Ethan could pay off all his debts, buy new equipment for his farm, and have money to spare. From that day forward, Ethan's life began to change. Every morning, the goose laid one golden egg, and every day, Ethan became wealthier. He replaced his old boots with fine leather ones. His modest cottage became a sturdy farmhouse with polished wooden floors and glass windows. He bought more land, hired help, and turned his once humble farm into a growing estate. But with each passing week, a new feeling began to settle in Ethan's heart. Greed. One golden egg a day was incredible, yes, but what if the goose could produce even more? What if there were dozens, no, hundreds of eggs inside it? Why wait day by day when he could have it all now? The thought consumed him. He began sleeping less, dreaming only of riches. He no longer appreciated the miracle of the goose's single gift each day. The golden egg, once a marvel, had become routine. Not enough. One evening, Ethan stood by the fireplace, holding a golden egg in his hand, watching the flame dance on its surface. He muttered to himself, What if I cut the goose open? Surely there's a stash of golden eggs inside. I won't have to wait any more. I could be the richest man in the region overnight." The next morning, driven by this feverish desire, Ethan entered the coop with a sharp knife and trembling hands. The golden goose looked at him as always peaceful, trusting. He hesitated for a moment, but the vision of overflowing treasure blinded him. He did it. The act was swift and silent, but inside the goose there was nothing. No golden eggs, no treasure, just the ordinary organs of a living creature, now gone. The magic was gone too. Ethan stared, horrified at what he had done. His heart pounded in his chest. He had destroyed the very source of his fortune, the miraculous gift that had changed his life, gone by his own hand. He buried the goose behind his barn that night, unable to look anyone in the eye. Guilt settled like a stone in his chest. Days passed, then weeks. His wealth began to run out. The golden eggs had stopped coming, of course, and his expenses had grown far too large. His workers left. The new land remained untended, and the once glorious farmhouse became quiet and cold. Ethan tried to explain what happened to a few friends in town, but they shook their heads in disbelief or pity. Others laughed at his foolishness. Greed made him blind, they said. He had everything, and he threw it away. Eventually, Ethan was forced to sell the house and return to a smaller plot of land, the original one he had started with years ago. He kept to himself after that, spending long afternoons alone, planting seeds and whispering to the wind. One day, a young traveler stopped by Ethan's farm asking for water. The boy noticed a small carved statue of a goose on Ethan's windowsill and asked about it. Ethan, older now and slower, looked out toward the hill where he had buried the real goose and told the boy the story, the whole story. The boy listened carefully, eyes wide, as Ethan finished with a sigh. "You see," Ethan said, "sometimes we're given a gift that's meant to grow over time. But if we let greed rule us, if we try to take more than what life offers us each day, we can lose everything." The boy nodded, and after thanking the old man, he continued on his journey. But the lesson stayed with him for years to come. Lesson learned. The tale of the farmer and the golden goose teaches a powerful and timeless lesson. Greed can blind us to the blessings we already have. In chasing instant wealth or shortcuts to success, we may destroy the very source of our fortune and happiness. Patience, gratitude, and contentment are far more valuable than riches gained through desperation or haste. Sometimes, the greatest treasure lies not in how much we can take, but in learning to value what we are already given.